They ignored the dirty street musician, but a little girl approached him with something he had never imagined. When a dirty and untidy-looking musician gets horrible treatment from the public, suddenly a little girl decides to approach him when he's about to pack his instruments and go home. What she does for him leaves everyone in tears. As Paolo sets down his trusty old cello in the town square, he feels good about the day. However, it doesn't take long for him to realize how wrong he is. After that, it seems everyone is ignoring him. He wants to resume playing but is scared of being attacked and ridiculed again. He doesn't want to go home either and be filled with regret. Caught at a crossroads, he decides to sit down and just watch the people walking by. Strolling through the square is a young girl with her loved ones. Angelica is on vacation with her parents in Madrid. She is hauling behind her parents as they walk. What might a 4-year-old think often about architecture? Whenever her mom brings up the fountain, she runs as fast as she can to arrive. She loses her shoes and is going to place her feet in them when something gets her attention. Going to one side of the fountain, she sees a developed man sitting like a sculpture, tragically grasping his cello. Angelica is fascinated. She has never seen a statue that looks like it. She curiously circles the side and tries to get closer to the man as she moves away from the fountain. Out of nowhere, her mom gets her and hauls her back to the fountain. She warns her daughter about stranger risks and scolds her for leaving. The young girl is irritated. She asks her mom for a valid reason why it would be a more odd risk on the off chance that it was only a sculpture. Obviously, her mom blasts out, snickering. She clarifies for her that the man isn't a sculpture by any stretch of the imagination, but rather a performer having some time off. Angelica is baffled. He asks her mother why it would be a stranger risk if it were just a statue. Of course, her mother bursts out laughing. She explains to her that the man isn't a statue at all but rather a musician taking a break. Angelica sits sadly and splashes her feet in the fountain as her mother explains that the musician is probably waiting for money to play. That is the point at which she sees something gleaming in the light. Coins left in the shallow fountain by people wishing for good luck fill it. She thinks it is a devious strategy. She twists around and collects a coin from the fountain floor. Then, she sneaks off behind her parents and goes to where the performer is sitting. Paolo gazes towards the young girl remaining before him, curious to see what she will do. She grins at him delicately and, afterward, flips the coin into the cap before him. Bolstered by the sweet little girl's gesture, Paolo stands up, dusts his dirty clothes, and begins to gently play the cello. Angelica yells with joy. The fact that he is playing makes her happy. This just further energizes Paolo. Grilled up with certainty and feeling heated up, he starts to flawlessly play. The notes float up in the air in the square, resounding off the encompassing structures. Then, at that point, something astounding occurs. Paolo is joined by another artist, then, at that point, one more and again. They are playing old-style instruments in an orchestra. It is wonderful to hear. Fans who had once ignored Paolo are presently gathering around to hear the ensemble. Angelica's folks acknowledge she isn't nearby and immediately join her in the crowd. They are flabbergasted at the ability they are hearing. Paul had a mysterious feeling he had been stowing away. He is, as a matter of fact, a traditionally prepared performer for the ensemble. He had come to the square that day for a social examination. He needed to check whether individuals could partake in the magnificence of music, paying little mind to who or where it came from. Whenever individuals had begun to show interest, his partners went along with him in playing lovely music. Yet, it took a young lady to show confidence and interest in him. She was the only person who wanted to just listen to his music and didn't care about his appearance. Presently, hordes of individuals who had recently neglected him and thought he wasn't capable were completely partaking in his music. It simply demonstrates that we shouldn't make a judgment prematurely. Notwithstanding the way that whimsical his presently bolted crowd had been, Paolo played his heart out with his partners, filling the square with the absolute most lovely sounds. He trusted that this would change individuals' perspectives on the outdoor music life. They would show him some kindness instead of throwing water bottles or banana peels at him the next time they saw someone like him.